and these politicians are just walking off thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump, they want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Bando five.
Infamous, show us that you're black again.
Airheaded human sonic
black again. Show us that you're black again.
Bro, I don't need it.
I be trying to laugh.
Bro, I'm not in a zoo, man.
Show us that you're black again.
Be like I'm some kind of zoo animal, man.
You might as well call Infamous Russell Wilson, goddamn.
He's an infamous. Show us
My
that you're
people
black
are
again.
suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die?
Flashing them to get out of your way, are you? Let's give you a path to
airheaded
get past
human
them.
sonic fog.
Ladies and gentlemen, crazy work. So if you're Sha'Carri and you was blessed enough to be participating in the Olympics, how are you still finding yourself in trouble? You would think by her getting caught up in the airport with a DV charge, but her boyfriend drops the charges, she would walk on pins and needles, but she's speeding over 100 miles per hour. And she wants to beg and plead to the police officer, talking about, please, please, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Please,
I be
please.
trying to laugh with the bros.
First of all, going 100 miles per hour on the freeway is extremely reckless. What if somebody's life was in jeopardy because of your decision-making? Your pleas and your mercies can't bring somebody back to life. So going to have to be held accountable, especially going 100 miles per hour.
Passing a car at 101. 103, 104.
Yo, Sha'Carri, you won't break the law when you're running on a track field, but on the road, you're going to have to abide by the speed, because once again, you're not just on the road by yourself, you're sharing the road with everybody else. So that's extremely inconsiderate, thinking you're above the law by going 100 miles per hour. First of all, where are you going that's an emergency that you have to press the gas to the 100 miles per hour? Second of all, what if you was to endanger somebody else's life? Then what are you going to say? Talking about, please, please, oh my God, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Please, officer.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
Gonna be 429 northbound at Stony Brook, Florida tag. On a gray Aston Martin and an occupants. I would wipe that smile off your face. I'm Sergeant McDaniels with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You're being stopped for dangerous excessive speeding.
I understand my tire at the back is like literally on 29.
So you drive.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
What? She's already cooked. The police officer comes to her passenger side and says, I would wipe that smile off your face. She says, I understand my back tire is in air pressure 29. If your air pressure is in 29, that doesn't justify you rushing to go anywhere. And matter of fact, maybe you should slow down. You think so? Second of all, if you're speeding, you should know your surroundings. How you blowing, cutting off a police officer? She was in her own world. You don't even know a police officer. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a radar for a police officer. And I'm following the speed limit. Even so, I know every single cop, 100-mile radius, ladies and gentlemen. I have a internal radar, and y'all have a radar as well. Especially if you're speeding, that's some crazy ass work cutting a police officer off. And you want to talk about your air pressure is at 29. What?
What?
Crazy work.
At 100, hold on. You're driving at 104 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone with subpar equipment, flash.
That's extremely reckless. So you're going 100 miles per hour and the speed limit is in the 60s. So you're asking for trouble. So you're not going 10 over. Maybe you can get some grace by going 5, 10 over. Ladies and gentlemen, we can't be holier than thou. We're all guilty of going above the speed limit. But she's going 40 miles above the speed limit. 40 miles. So what are you apologetic at this point? If you get pulled over, if you get caught, you're just going to have to take the L. There's no excuses. Now, if you go 5, 10 miles above the speed limit, I don't condone it, but we all been there, done that. But 40 miles is unacceptable and unexcusable.
People to get out of your lights, out of your lane, following too close, using every lane to pass everybody, cutting me off, passing a car on the inside.
That's the crazy work about it. How you going to cut a police? You're asking for trouble. You're cutting a police officer off, and you don't think you're going to get pulled over. But ladies and gentlemen, she didn't even know she was nearby a police officer. That's the crazy thing. She has to understand that just because you are an Olympic star doesn't mean you're above the law. Everybody has to follow the rules in society. You're not above the law. But what I'm trying to understand is, why is she trying to act all innocent as if she's not in full control?
Side shoulder with their hazard lights on. You're going to jail for dangerous excessive speeding.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. My phone, I didn't even know my car was speeding.
I'm so sorry. My phone, I didn't even know my car was speeding. Nobody is controlling your car but you. So what you mean you didn't even know you was speeding?
That's why they give you a speedometer.
I totally understand.
We got to stop with the excuses. 2026, we're talking about we don't even know that we're speeding. And she, ladies and gentlemen, please let me know in the comment section, is she being for real or is she capping? Talking about she didn't even know. So I can give that excuse when I get pulled over that I didn't know that I was speeding. And what I like about this cop is that he has an answer to every excuse that Sha'Carri gives out.
No, most people don't, but you got to think about that before you do the speed. I need your license, your registration, and your...
Absolutely. Because every time you get behind that vehicle, you are in full control of your actions. And God forbid, let's say somebody was to get hurt. What's your excuse then? What if somebody was to get hurt out of your expense? Be very grateful nobody got hurt.
You were speeding.
I was, and I totally didn't know. If you look at my phone, my buttons right here, they jump around. My phone is sitting here and it's straight on here. I literally see it's not even in normal mode, and I see that. My apologies for you. Please, I communicate.
The mode has nothing to do with your gas pedal.
No.
I need your license, your registration, and your insurance.
Please, sir, I really want to work. Can you really work with me, sir? I promise you, I am a law-abiding citizen. I have my ID, my insurance on my phone. There was no intention of...
Ladies and gentlemen, she said she's a law-abiding citizen. What? How are you a law-abiding citizen going 100 miles in a 60-mile zone? I don't think you're following the law then. That's some crazy-ass work. So you're a law... So you want to play the victim card? Talking about you're a law-abiding citizen. You could have came up with a better lie, like you about to number 2 yourself or something. Crazy work.
Is this a good address for you, Lake Valley Drive?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm local, sir. Please work with me. I promise you.
I don't know what work with you means.
Not work with me. I understand that. I would take the ticket. I would show the court.
No, like I told you, you're going to jail.
Please don't allow me to go in. Please, sir. Please.
Listen to me.
Please, sir. I really...
It's nothing you say is going to change.
She's extremely apologetic, but she's only apologetic because she got caught. She was swerving like she was Gucci Man, swerving lane to lane. She cut a police officer off, ladies and gentlemen. She was asking for it. But now she's putting her hands together in prayer position, begging the police officer for mercy. What if somebody's life was on the line and that vehicle had a kid, and that kid, unfortunately, was removed from this earth. That's what you have to think about when you get behind the wheel. It's not just you on the road. In a blink of an eye, that's all it takes. It's a split second. So by you increasing the speeds on the road, you don't have the option to react because you're going 100 miles. There's a speed limit for a reason. If you want to go 100 miles per hour, be prepared to face the consequences. But to be begging and pleading as if you was going 100 miles per hour, that's some crazy work.
Change that. You are going to jail.
Sir, am I going to jail?
Yes.
Sir, I really was not intentionally speeding at
That's
all.
even more scary.
Sir,
that means that you're doing things
please.
unintentionally
No,
on a
sir,
task that
please,
requires
please,
all
sir,
your attention.
Sir, please, I'm begging you.
You are going to have a little bit of time to make some phone calls.
Sir,
You are going to jail.
please,
I am towing your car.
Please, sir, don't take me to jail. I
Yes.
will do everything.
No.
I will do everything.
You have two options.
Tire,
Listen.
Whoa, what are you gonna do? Hold on. She's talking about, please, sir, please, I will do everything. Oh my God, I'll do anything. What do you think you're trying to do to get out of this situation? What you mean you do anything? This is all self-inflicted. Have some pride at the end of the day. Face the consequences and learn from your mistakes. But to be begging and pleading, you got the bail money. It's only $500. It's a very unfortunate situation, but sometimes you're going to have to hit your head to learn your lesson. Nobody told you to be heavy-footed on the gas going 100 miles per hour on the freeway, cutting off a police officer. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I know where the police is at all times. I have a radar, and some of y'all have a radar too. You can feel, you can smell the police around you. That's how your peripheral vision got to be on the road. That's how your senses has to be 100% aware of your surroundings, to be so ignorant, to be so obsolete to police around you and speeding some crazy work. How you speed and don't know who's around you?
You are going to have a little bit of time to make some phone calls. You are going to jail. I am towing your car.
Please, sir, don't take me to jail. I will
Yes.
do everything.
No.
I will do everything.
You would do everything. What you trying to do?
I be trying to laugh with the
What you mean you do everything? What you should have did was follow the speed limit. And once again, I'm not trying to act holier than thou. You could have went 5-10 over, but to go 100 miles per hour in a 60-mile zone is some crazy ass work. That's 40 miles above the speed limit.
Two options.
My tire, sir, please.
Listen, you have two options.
Please.
Your tire has nothing to do with you speeding. She's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, her air pressure was at 29. That does not justify you speeding 40 miles above the speed limit. What? Crazy word.
The first option is you can either ride with me in my car.
Damn, that's loud.
The second option is you are going to go to jail in a cage car.
No,
Which do you prefer?
I promise you, I don't want to go to jail. I'm right here. I have a team here. I have a coach, everything, sir. I was not intentionally doing anything, and
He was not intentionally doing anything. So the police officer mentioned that that's even more suspect for you to not know that you're speeding. So you're not knowing. It's one thing to be 100% coherent in what you're doing. She's talking about she doesn't even know what she's doing on the road. So she's just blindly just driving, speeding. Crazy work. No, everybody has to follow the rules. Just because you're a gold medal Olympian doesn't mean that you're above the law.
You're not listening. You're repeating yourself and not listening. Nothing you say is going to change.
What I'm trying to understand as well, she just got caught up last year in the airport doing domestic violence to her significant other, who also is a participant in the Olympics. And he got caught up with paraphernalia, but that's for another video. So if you're already on the hot seat, on the spotlight of getting arrested, how are you going to backdoor and go 100 miles per hour on the freeway? Ladies and gentlemen, if you just got arrested, when you get released, you're going to be on pins and needles. You're going to cross your T's and dot your I's. You're going to follow the law, at least for a year. In a time span of 12 months, you got arrested twice. All of this could have been avoided, both self-inflicting, because she started the domestic violence with her boyfriend, and now she's speeding on the freeway. So now she just finding herself in very unfortunate situations. First, if you do the research on Sha'Carri, however you say her name, I believe it's Sha'Carri. She got in trouble for the flower. That's one. Then she gets arrested for domestic violence. You're supposed to be a role model. How are you in the airport, in society, in the public, being a nuisance. Now you're speeding. She's living Grand Theft Auto, ladies and gentlemen. She's on tame. And it's just very unfortunate because she worked her whole life to be in the position that she's in, and now she's jeopardized. Who would endorse her?
All right, so make some phone calls, let people know that you're going to have a $500 bond.
The Olympian, the fastest woman in the world.
Sorry, I just need 1 minute to make
The woman that had the long nails and the weave going down to her ankles.
She looked over once. See you later.
Got arrested for domestic violence. Now, us as the people in 2025, we have to do better. We cannot be getting. Ladies and gentlemen, I made this video last year. I made this video last year, ladies and gentlemen, and now she's arrested again. If you get arrested, period, you got to be on the low. As a matter of fact, you should have a chauffeur. You got the bread for it. I'm not going to count your pockets, but we got to make better choices. And you find yourself in another unfortunate situation, speeding. This is all self-inflicted. So to have sympathy for somebody when unfortunate things happen is one thing, but to be self-inflicted is a whole nother story. Nobody told her to go 100 miles per hour. Caught up in these situations, modern day. If the kitchen is hot, run away like Joseph in the Bible.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
How many examples do we need to see? How many examples have they been documented? And us as a people, we're still making the same mistakes. Now, Sha'Carri making the same mistakes in 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, if I have a second chance as Sha'Carri to be, first of all, how was she even a participant, even allowed to participate in the Olympics after being arrested? This is public footage that's on the internet. But yet the boyfriend dropped the charges. So I guess since he dropped the charges, she was able to qualify. Regardless, if you have a second chance by the grace of the Most High and you abuse that by speeding on the road, because we have to understand the severity of speeding. You may think it's not a big deal, but when somebody's life is on the line, that's when people want to cry spilled milk. No, we need to think before we actually do. Because when you're on the road, anything can happen. You have to be in full control at all times. How are you going to be in full control if you're going 100 miles per hour? How are you going to react? You only have a split second. That's all it takes is a split second. So we have to understand the consequences for our actions. As a grown entity, as a grown adult, could you imagine begging a police officer, talking about, please, oh my God, my tire was at 29 air pressure. That's why I had to speed. What? What you mean? Crazy work. Sometimes it's hard to be next to that significant other. Sometimes you grow apart.
and when you left me in the household.
You don't always got to do nothing and go nowhere. See, that's why we're so divided now as a people, because we don't have focus.
In this situation here, these two individuals obviously grew apart to where the police has to get involved. The embarrassment. Where's the self-respect? You have to respect yourself to not be in a situation. Now, some things are out of your control. Sometimes you really got to unleash on that individual, maybe because you're defending yourself. God forbid you are put into that situation. God forbid I'm put into that situation. But at the end of the day, defend yourself at all times. But to be caught up at an airport at your status, Olympian, the fastest woman in the world, now this is tainted. This is tainting your name. Could you imagine how toxic your relationship has to be that the police has to get involved? Now, as we know, we can't be ignorant. Of course, there's a lot of toxic relationships out there, but when you go into society, at least people put the cover up. They know, okay, I'm gonna cook you when we go back home, but in society, I'm not going to embarrass myself, nor you, nor the family, because let's keep it a being. Sha'Carri is a representation of not only her spouse, but the United States, because when you go out into society, people don't know who Sha'Carri is. They know she's an Olympian. So you're representing your country. How does this represent the country? It makes it look very bad, extremely bad. So who wants to endorse something like that? So she's playing with fire. And it's very unfortunate because she's a absolute stud on the field. But her outside the field antics is causing her to be in trouble. And it's once again all self-inflicted. Nobody told her to act untamed in society. I don't care what the situation is, unless he was provoking the situation and he was the aggressor. But crazy work, ladies and gentlemen. The roles have twisted. Sha'Carri was the aggressor in the situation. This situation happened last year, and then brand new 2026, she's speeding on the road. So what is going on?
So no, you did not. No. You're so I have to get my sweater bag. Is there anything else that you can let me know? Because now that you have these officers involved, is there anything I need?
Why is she talking like that? Oh yeah. She's let me stay respectful. In front of the police, she tells her dude, "I will never F with you again." Ladies, just yo. Now in this situation, ladies and gentlemen, once again, can't be ignorant to society. Of course, I understand relationships, people have issues, but if the police is present, that's when the mask has to come and you finesse. Everything's fine, officer. But to still be aggressive in front of the police shows no shame. Plenty of times couples have been in heated arguments, but when the police is called, they act like they're best friends. As soon as the police turns the corner, they go back fighting again. Is it right? Absolutely not. But at least they understand the politics when the police is present to behave. She can't even behave in front of the police. That is extremely alarming. So if you can't behave in front of the police, what's going on behind closed doors?
Bareheaded human Sonic Fox.
As much as you hold us accountable, you have to be held accountable as well. Take this L. This is a nasty ass L. Is this woman representing black woman? Let me know in the comments, man, because this is a nasty L. You got to take this one. You got this woman talking about I will never F. Is that classy?
We're in a relationship. I will no longer mess with him or what he had going on. He has some stuff in my.
That's cap. She's talking about she will no longer mess with him. When he's the one that bailed you out, he's the one that dropped the charges. He's the one that you even had the opportunity to participate in the Olympics. But yet she's bashing his name in front of the law. And yo, current day, he is still with this woman after she is bashing his name in front of the police.
His bag, I just need to get out of my bag. Okay. My iPad, some clothes. I can take it out. Put it in my suitcase, brought his bag back. That's pretty much it. But we have a relationship, this, kind of thing going on right now. But yeah, exactly. But I brought his bag back. I took all of my belongings out. I would leave him alone. You don't have to worry about me. I have a flight coming up for myself. Like I said, I'm on the phone right now. I have all of my belongings, but you don't have to worry about me.
We understand you're an Olympian. We know you're Sha'Carri Richardson, but you are not special in society. And the average, where the general public is walking, you have to abide by the rules and you have to act like you have common sense. Just because you're flashing your long ass cat nails and you got your headphones talking about, yeah, I'm on the phone right now. Yo, you are committing domestic violence.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm in the airport with him at all. I just had to get my belongings out. Yeah, do you need my ID for what? If you don't mind me asking? Assault? Oh, Christian, I assaulted you? Chris, I assaulted you? Okay. I'm so
Yes, you cannot put your hands on anybody unless you are defending yourself. This is not Grand Theft Auto. People have rights. You cannot do that. Regardless of your sex, you cannot put your hands on anybody. But you want to act surprised when the police says you committed domestic violence. Yeah.
sorry. I'm just making sure. Oh, okay.
Why is she pointing at Buddy?
I want to CSA people because I can definitely have evidence of him assaulting me if I.
Ladies and gentlemen, she did not go there. You're going down, so you're going to be a crab in a bucket and take your man down. Who's going to bail out who? If y'all both in jail? She said, I can definitely show evidence. She has receipts. Fellas, you don't know what your girl got on her phone. I do not condone violence whatsoever. But this woman in front of the police is willing to burn this man, talking about, oh, I know I'm acting ratchet, but he acted ratchet in the past. And y'all together? You a grown ass woman acting like this. Crazy work.
Okay, but like I said, yes I do. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. I do have my ID. Yeah, but I will definitely leave him alone. There's nothing that I want to do with him anymore. Like I said, it was a relationship thing. I needed to get my stuff out of his bag. We are later on in the day because our flight ended up getting delayed. We're supposed to be leaving around this time of day, but the flight got canceled, so the flight doesn't leave until.
Look at everybody in the background is minding their business, acting civilized. Meanwhile, you're talking to the police. So like, come on, what is the issue? Oh, the issue is you can't control your emotions, man. Like, we have to be better, man. Too many L's this year. We got the Shannon Sharp. That was a nasty L. Who else, man? On Top of the Dome. I can't remember On Top of the Dome, but Shannon Sharp for sure. And now Sha'Carri Richardson. Oh, the Amon Shepard, man. Child support of that. You got the DDG situation, even though he's trying to fight for custody for his kid. All these nonsense situations that man find him. In this situation, it's actually the woman getting caught up. But 9 times out of 10, if there's a domestic violence situation, the man is actually the one getting arrested. But plot twist, the woman got arrested. When some crazy ass work. Yo, imagine being so much of the aggressor, the woman gets arrested. Because when you hear these storylines, these headlines, 9 times out of 10, it's the man going to jail. But now the woman is going to jail. Do you know how much of a problem you have to be for them to look over that you're a woman? Because crime is crime. You cannot be in society acting ratchet like that, bruh. At least wait to the privacy of your home. You want to act ratchet in the airport? Have you seen this?
10 p.m.-ish. So yeah, so if you don't mind, can I step over here so I can check my ID? That's fine. Awesome, thank you. Hi, Sissy. Yeah, you hear me, right?
Awesome, thank you. Girl, who you trying to be cute in front of? This is the police. Stop it.
Listen, that Christian Coleman put me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him.
Still talking. Wow. Telling the police that your significant other is a coward. See, stuff like this, you can forgive, but you can't forget. And somehow these two individuals are still together. After she said, I understand emotions is high, but some things, you know, just shouldn't be said. You're in front of the police and you're calling your boyfriend a coward? Shit.
My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. I have no problem with letting you know who I am. I haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that. An argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, you know, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied.
Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I know there's some real females out there, and you know exactly who I'm talking to. Y'all individuals that was in front of the police and you're about to get caught up because, you know, it gets rowdy sometimes, especially in y'all cohabitating in a tiny ass apartment or wherever you're staying at. It gets rocky, especially if you don't got finances, especially stress, finances. Like, there's a lot of different situations. Baby mama, baby daddy issues, all type of issues. Lost your job, don't have a ride, but you're still cohabitating with your significant other. And y'all get rowdy in that place where you lay your head at night and the police gets called. Your significant other is going to put her pride to the side and she's going to talk to the police with class. Absolutely. You know, you're not always going to get along with your significant other, but the police is present. How are you still going to act ratchet in front of the police? That's what I'm trying to understand. I'm not judging her for being highly emotional, even though I don't like her choice of words, calling her boyfriend a coward, this, that, and the third. To each his own. But when the law is in front of you, have some class. How you still acting ratchet in front of the police? But then you want to act surprised when you get arrested. I've seen crazy situations to where inside the household, complete chaos, hell on earth. Don't know if you're going to make it alive. Police, boom, 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 boom. Open the door. What the fuck is going on here? Female gets to talking. Oh, we just watching a movie, scary movie, whatever the hell she's saying. The dude, oh yeah, I was just watching mechanic videos, or we just moved in. It's moving. Someone in the comment section said, "What is going on with Sha'Carri?" That's what I'm trying to understand, because everything that's been transpiring is all self-inflicted. Nobody told her to go 40 miles above the speed limit. Also, nobody told her to act ratchet at the airport. Some furniture, whatever. And the police checks it out, looks for some bruises, look for a black eye, doesn't see anything. Like, all right, well, keep it down. If we come back again, somebody's going to jail, or who knows what the cop is saying. The point is, she didn't even have the decency to put on the mask to finesse the cops. How low do you have to be Absolutely. It doesn't matter how heated the argument is. If the police is called, all that shit got to wait. We can handle our feud later on, but right now the law is here, so we got to tone it down and show the police that we actually are civilized, and it's just something that's going to blow over. Handle your business, but to act so ratchet in front of the police, you know the police have every right to take your ass to jail, right?
I be trying to laugh with the balls.
Excuse me. Crazy ass work. No respect for herself, nor her significant other, by calling him a coward, a liar. No respect for the police as a lady. Now, if you're acting like this, you're not trying to still be with your significant other. You're pretty much telling the cops, yo, please help me because I can't help myself. So come in and take control, because I have no control over my own situation. If you're acting like this, but you want to cry over spilled milk after you act ratchet in public, you do understand in public, people have cell phones and their security footage seen, witnessing, recording you acting uncivilized. Also, you have to hold yourself accountable for being an Olympian. You're not just anybody, Sha'Carri. You're going to have to act accordingly when you go out into society. Now, what happens behind closed doors, that's on you. But to have no shame in society, some crazy ass work. And she's supposed to be an example for little girls.
I be trying to laugh with the balls.
Crazy work. Talking shit to your significant other. Why y'all even together? Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in a relationship such as this, to where you hate the individual, run away. Because unfortunately, maybe Sha'Carri Richardson, no, she is wrong in this situation. But let's say the tables would turn. Somebody's going to jail. Why does it have to take somebody to go to jail? Why does somebody have to have a record? There's too many of us already in the system. I rebuke that. We have to learn to walk away from the situation. Dogs have separation anxiety. Humans, come on, keep it pushing. Dog, that's a different story. Feel me? That's your dog, like an actual pet. But a human being, there's so many human beings in the world. Like, that person is replaceable. Get that through your head. If you don't take nothing from this video, that person that you with, if you ain't feeling them, keep it pushing, move around. We had good times, you know, we went out to eat, we traveled, we did X, Y, and B. But if it's coming to a point to where I hate you, cut ties before somebody has something on their record and now your name is tainted in the building.
A liar, and that was something that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, that you do your thing, but you're asking me for things that is within my position, and for my right, I don't have to give it to you because it's in my position. But when it comes to the point that I saw that he chose to make it more about the police and things of that nature, that shows that he made a choice. So I just want to be more professional and just come professionally and let you guys know, like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem, and working with you guys. He didn't touch me. I will be honest. No, I haven't hit him with anything. Not at all. He had headphones that were mine, and I just grabbed them headphones, but not physically. If he would like to ask me, you can ask him, but I don't want anything. I just want to get your side. Okay, I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, run. Run away, like they said in Lion King, when Mufasa was trying to be a hoe-ass ninja and blame it on Simba for killing his father, and it was really Mufasa. Run. And do not return.
Run away, Simba. Run away.
And if you absolutely, if you find yourself so emotional that you're about to put your hands on somebody, move around from that situation. The only time you should put your hands on anybody is if you're defending yourself. You are in Hell's Kitchen. Chef Ramsay is in your face. Get the hell out.
Fucking bass is fucking raw! What the fuck is going on?
We cannot have our names tainted. We need our name. If you don't have your name, ladies and gentlemen, you do not have nothing. If you do not have your name, you do not have nothing. Unless you want to live in a third world country. If you want to do it the legal way and you don't got your name, like, come on, we have to be better. But Sha'Carri Richardson, for some reason, as a grown-ass woman, she already had one pass. They already gave her one pass because she got caught up inhaling, you know what? And her name, they was looking at her crazy because she's in the Olympics and she out here, you know what I mean? And now this? Oh, man. Are you ever going to get accepted now? They got this. We're documenting this. Your image is ruined. And I'm not even playing what really happened. I'm just... I can't play the clip of her actually assaulting her significant other. Like, I can't burn her like that. Like, if y'all want to find that footage, you're going to have to do your own research, do that on your own leisure time. Ladies and gentlemen, so this footage is on the internet forever. Multiple footages of her being arrested. That's some crazy ass work. And once again, this is all self-inflicted. Nobody told her to act ratchet in society.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
But I'm documenting this video to show the consequences of not controlling your emotions. Talking to the police when you have so many thousands in your bank account. Like, what is so stressful that you got to get the police involved? Like, only broke people argue. If you got paid, that's cap. No, everybody argued. So that statement is incorrect. Everybody has issues. You're not always going to be in good terms with your significant other. However, there's a way to conduct yourself in society. As well, behind closed doors, you should also respect your significant other behind closed doors. But in society, you cannot put yourself in harm's way to find yourself behind bars because you can't control your emotions. If you got bread, what we fighting about? If I'm not feeling you and you ain't feeling me, then we can keep it cordial, keep it pushing.
Ask him whatever you need to ask him. But yeah, you're a coward.
Is it Sha'Carri?
Sha'Carri. Thank you so much.
Wow. Sha'Carri calling her significant other a coward in front of the police. And yet they're still together. So when y'all said sorry, what are you sorry about? Because some stuff you can't apologize for. Some stuff is like, nah, that's how you really feel about me. Crazy work. Sha'Carri, okay, so it's Sha'Carri Richardson. Talking about you a coward. Yo, does she not respect the police?
Yes.
Phone number for you.
And like I said, I don't have a problem cooperating because, like I said,
Even if you don't respect the police, like, play the game.
it was some relationship stuff. So that's why I came up
Do you
and
need
everything.
your boarding pass by chance? Just so I can just take a photo of that? Just to
Absolutely,
document.
yes. And you can contact me whenever you need to. I'm so glad.
Now she wants to be nice.
Now my boarding pass, that is public. Right here. This is my boarding pass.
So this is the one that got delayed?
So this is, I want to say my original one, and this one.
What's your new one?
No, this is my original one.
All right, let's skip through the video. Let's skip through the video, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 15-minute video. We're only 4 minutes in. Nah, we gotta skip through. Oh, we can't. We can't skip through. If I skip, we're gonna miss some viable parts, ladies and gentlemen. She's talking shit, talking about I'll never fuck with you again. As she's kneeling over. She's so mad. Hold on, yo.
No, this is my original one, and this is the one that got delayed. And then the new one, I think is in my personal one. But you can take a picture, and I'll look for you for the new one if you don't mind me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
I don't think I have it, but they moved my flight to 10 p.m. if you don't mind. I don't think I just physically have it. But you can take a picture. I don't mind at all.
So that's good. Are you going heading back to Florida?
Yes. No. I'm heading to Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can find it
It's
that
just to kind of document.
No, please. Please document everything. I have no problem with you documenting anything. And I'm going to do my part so you can do your best document everything.
Oh my goodness. I have to replay that again. Look at him talking from a distance. Oh my God. And he's trying to say calm down. Look. Oh, look at them. Look at the tension right there. Look at the eye contact. So even in the mix of talking to the police, she is still not able to control her emotions, talking trash to her boyfriend. So, ladies and gentlemen, people saying, I feel bad for Sha'Carri. Well, how do you feel bad for somebody that's causing this self-infliction, this damage? Nobody told her. Once again, we understand things happen, but if the law is involved, control yourself. Don't make things worse.
I would never do it to you again. So hi, how are you doing, sir? I'm doing
Yo! My apologies for if I'm too loud on the mic. Putting the Asian man, is he Asian? You got Timmy Chance, you got Jackie Chan putting his hands on Sha'Carri. Yo, shout out to all the Asians out there. You want your nail done? You want your nail done?
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
You have a boyfriend? Sha'Carri.
I'm so sorry you're grabbing me right now.
Oh my God.
I'm under arrest right now? What am I under arrest for? What am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? Okay. I didn't assault him though. We have video cameras. I literally we were having an argument. I'm not resisting, so you don't have to do it harder. Christian, are you serious right now? Christian.
Why is she? So now, after bashing her boyfriend, calling this man a coward, a liar, never going to F with this man again. Now you're crying. Now you're yelling for his name. Christian. You just said he's a liar and he's a coward, but now you want help from the same man that you was bashing.
I be trying to laugh with the bros.
You calling her man though? You the one that caused the domestic violence.
But I understand. We were arguing.
Oh, the cop says you don't get a say in this bed.
But I understand entirely. We were arguing. Okay, I'm not gonna resist.
Sha'Carri, man, this is nasty work.
I'm telling you that we was arguing. I didn't assault him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that your guys are doing this to me, and he's the man in the situation, I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not gonna argue with you at all.
You have no control. What you talking about? You think you have control in this situation? Wait. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. She said that the fact that she's arrested, even though he's the man in the relationship, stop the cap. You put your hands on him. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or man. It does not justify you putting your hands on somebody. But she wants to. I don't know what world she's living in. Talking about he's a man, and this just because somebody's a man doesn't mean that you should put your hands on somebody because of a disagreement. She needs some type of like coach, put her on the do's and don'ts in society. And if you're so highly emotional, walk away from the situation. Cool, calm down. Even if you can't go back to just move around, catch an Uber, cancel the flight, whatever's going on. Don't put yourself in jeopardy going to jail, because it's better for you to walk away from that situation, let things cool down, address it later on than for you to be heated going back and forth in public just for you to look like a fool in front of the masses, because this is going to be in the internet forever, ladies and gentlemen. What does it look like a big time endorser putting their name on the line after footages like this is circulating around the web? And can we really feel sorry for her? Because this is all self-afflicted. You better comply. Who you think he cares if you, bruh? Of course he wants to go home to his family. He doesn't want to get. Yeah. Someone in the comment section said that this video is, this happened last year. I'm playing this clip because how are you going to get arrested less than 12 months ago And now you find yourself in the same situation again, getting arrested.
Past them. See what you do.
I be trying to laugh with the bros, but
100, 101. Passing a car at 101. 103, 104. County motor 50, copy 1050. Gonna be 429 northbound at Stony Brook, Florida tag.
Do you know how out of sync you have to be going 100 miles in front of a police officer? Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I'm terrified going 5, 10 miles, let alone 5 miles. If the police is anywhere around my facility, around my presence, around my peripheral vision, and I have a 100-mile radar of police, if I'm speeding, I'm 100% coherent of what's going on. But she gets pulled over and she blames her speeding on her tire pressure being at 29. What?
What? Bro.
On a gray Aston Martin and an occupants.
I gave it all for a fantasy. Does anybody come remember me?
I would wipe that smile off your face. I'm Sergeant McDaniels with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You're being stopped for dangerous excessive speeding.
I understand my tire at the back is like literally on 29.
So you're driving.
What? My tire is at 29 in the back. What does that have to do with you speeding? What kind of logic is that? What kind of response is that when the police pulls you over, and your excuse is my air tire pressure is at 29? That gives justification to speed.
I be trying to laugh with the bros,
At 100, hold on. You're driving at 104 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone with subpar equipment, flash.
I be trying to laugh with the bros,
People to get out of your lights, out of your lane, following too close, using every lane to pass everybody, cutting me off, passing a car on the inside shoulder with their hazard lights on. You're going to jail for dangerous excessive speeding.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. My phone, I didn't even know my car was speeding.
That's why they give you a speedometer.
I totally understand. I communicate with you, sir. I really do not want to go to jail.
No, most people don't, but you got to think about that before you do the speed. I need your license, your registration, and your insurance. You were speeding.
Sir, I was, and I totally didn't know. If you look at my phone, my buttons right here, they jump around. My phone is sitting here, and it's lit on here. I literally see it's not even in normal mode, and I see that. My apologies, sir. Please, I'm communicating.
The mode has nothing to do with your gas pedal.
No,
I need your license, your registration, and your insurance.
Please, sir, I really want to work. Can you really work with me, sir? I promise you, I am a law-abiding citizen. I have my ID.
You're a law-abiding citizen speeding, giving justification because your air tire pressure is at 29.
My insurance on my phone. There was no intention of me speeding today. I promise you, sir.
Is this a good address for you, Lake Valley Drive?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm local, sir. Please work with me. I promise you.
I don't know what work with you means.
Not work with me. I understand that. I will take the ticket. I will show the
No,
court.
like I told you, you're going to jail.
Please don't allow me to go in. Please, sir. Please.
Listen to me.
I gave it all.
It's nothing you say is going to change that. You are going to jail. Yes.
Sir, I really was not meant to intentionally speeding at all.
That's even more scary. That means that you're doing things unintentionally on a task that requires all your attention.
Sir, please, I'm begging you.
Crazy work. Ladies and gentlemen, don't ever find yourself in a situation. Now, we can't control what happens in the world, but we can't control our personal actions. That's all we can do, is to control our own personal actions. We don't know what's going to happen in the world once again, but the only thing we can control is what we put out into the world. So crying over spilled milk when you are in full control of what's going on is some crazy ass work. Got our hands begging to the police officer and he's telling you no. So have some dignity, have some shame, understand that you did wrong, and take this L as a learning lesson. But to be begging and pleading as if the officer sees that you are endangering others on the road. It only takes a split second for something very unfortunate to happen. So let me know your take on the situation, ladies and gentlemen. Also, subscribe to this platform and hit the bell notification so you will be notified when I do go live. This has been your boy. I'm out of here.
How many more people are going to go homeless that we live in? And these politicians are just walking off thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother.
Motherfuckers ain't in love with the game. Y'all don't respect the game.